Commanders, and welcome to another day in Star Trek Fleet Command. In today's video, I wanted to talk about something that will not be a new strategy for those players who've been in the game for a while. So on the first hand, I want to talk about it for beginning or early level players, but also apply it and maybe remind people of how it works for those who don't remember, as we are... as you get the Monavine, there's the same kind of tactic that has to be deployed. So what am I talking about? Well, today I want to talk about how to avoid what some players call the hunters, or these auto-attacking hostiles that you get in Augment space. You get them in the new Texas class system, which we'll look at in a minute here. But you also get it if your reputation for a certain faction is hostile. They'll have these auto-attacking hostiles that will hit you when you enter their space. So what am I talking about here? Let me give you an example, a couple of different strategies. So let's say that I want to go and I want to mine some data in this yellow area, in the Augment section. Well, if I send a ship there, it's going to attack. It's going to attack my ship. So strategy number one that you can do is you can send two ships in. You send in your, send in this miner right here, which I've got queued up, not necessarily with the crew. That's the crew I happen to have on my botany bay at the time. But you'll send it in with another ship. And then what you do, let me show you here, since we're close. We'll send in the Botany Bay, and then we will send in the Voyager after it. Just give it a few seconds to get there, and we're going to have a hostile that potentially will target both ships. Okay, and if you do them far enough apart, they will target both ships. Just give it a second here. See a little red circle went on my Botany Bay. But I can attack it with my other ship. Give it a second, a little bit of lag. And then I'm free to mine with my Botany Bay without any hindrance at all. I will not be retargeted. I have had it happen once in a blue moon where it does retarget for whatever reason, but I haven't seen that in ages. So now you see that this ship is being targeted by that hostile. Okay. So all I have to do is I recall it, and then the hostile will disappear, no longer tracking me, and I'm good to go. So one other strategy that I have seen used is if, rather than sending two ships in, if you put Vemet from the Romulan group, Vemet as your captain, from Nero's crew, to be more specific. His captain's abilities is as follows. If the ship survives an attack that depletes its shields and is destroyed in one of the following attacks during the same battle, so you have to survive at least the first attack. The battle is lost, but Vemet will heal 5% of the whole health and you survive. So if you don't want to use an extra ship, what you can do is you can put Vemet as captain and maybe put some cargo officers, protected cargo officers on the side, send him in, and then he'll get hit. Your ship still survives, and you'll pay some repair costs, but then you don't have to worry about sending another ship in after him. So that also works. A third strategy that I have seen, and you have to kind of time this just right, is if you send in your ship and you have another ship that comes in right after it, and it basically shows up just like a second or two behind that ship, then you shouldn't be targeted by the other hostiles, by the other ships. So let me swap. We'll just do the Monavine just for the heck of it. Okay, I'm going to go up to the Texas class systems up here. And let's see if we can just get this to work. So the secret I have found is I usually assume that the warp time, because when you click warp, it doesn't send it right away. It takes like 5 seconds. So I usually give about 5 seconds difference between the different ships I'm sending. So let's see here. This says 1:58. That's 1 minute. 1:31. So I always start with the one that has the longest timer. So I'll click go there. And then my second ship with the second longest timer is 1:31. So when this hits 1:36 warp time on my first ship, I'm going to hit the go button. Maybe 1:37. So it comes right in behind it. All right, that's about right. Okay, so 1:31, the timer is almost perfectly in sync. So what I want to do here, and see I'm clicking the same spot, because if you click off to the right or left, it might throw off the timer a little bit. So when this hits 1:05, I want to send my third ship. And assuming there isn't any glitches with when you hit the warp button and the game has some kind of glitch, right? So they're pretty close, and we'll just give them a minute to get there. So like I said, the only caveat is if you hit warp and it doesn't warp for some reason, then it can throw it off. But I found this helpful. So when you are sending your ships, for those who are at this point, or this is information for those who are going to get to this point, but you need to get 3 of your ships to do a solo armada against these automated shipyards for the loot, for your turn-ins for the Monavine. And I know that they only allowed 100 blueprints this faction store, or this event store, so that's really frustrating, I think, for a lot of people. But you will need to have this kind of strategy to help you get out here without, so you know how to deal with these auto-targeting hostiles. So I've got all my ships in now, and just to show you an example that, you can actually send 3 different ships in, and it should just target the one. So let's see what happens. So far, it hasn't targeted anything. Okay, so there we go. So it's targeted my Vorcha. Let's recall the Vorcha. And let's just see, it should not target my Voyager or Monavine. So we'll talk about it a little bit here, and you should notice that they will not be targeted now. They're free to go. So what have I done? Okay, so you're saying to yourself, well, yeah, but now you only have 2 ships there. That's true. So what I've done is I've sent 3 ships in, and right now I didn't have a 4th ship available, so I could show it to you, because I have some ships mining at the moment. But you see that isn't coming for me; it's going for my buddy over there. But what I have done is I've sent all 3 ships, so I know it's only going to target the first ship. It's only going to target 1 ship. And then I've sent in another ship, and let's say I just want to do it really quick. I might send in my disco. Just send it in, hit the auto-targeting hostile that's trying to hit one of my ships. And, once you go kaboom, once you blow up on that ship, it's not going to target any of the 3 of your ships because you only had the one that was targeting it, and when you hit it with another one of your ships, it actually gets rid of that auto-targeting. So just like it worked in the Augment space that I showed you, it's like you were sending your 2 ships in, your second ship attacked it. In the case of the Augment space, I did take it out, but these hostiles don't care about that. They just care about destroying something, apparently. So if you send in your disco, right after, or some other ship. You can time it so maybe you have 10 seconds after you get your 3 ships into the system. Maybe you time it so you have your 4th ship come in 10 seconds later, and they're going to hit hard. So just send a ship that's not going to have a lot of repairs. And that's one reason why I like to use the Discovery. But that's one way you can avoid those. And this works for me all the way up to like this Area 51, System 51, we'll call it. After that, my Discovery has trouble reaching. And so what I did at that point was I sent just another ship that had a higher warp range, like maybe my Voyager has a huge warp range. That's one option to get to some of these higher level systems. One thing I did notice is that when you send a ship in, oops, let me go back to this space here, just so we can make sure that when you send a ship into the system, that I think there's some kind of trick I haven't quite figured out yet. So I'd love to hear feedback from someone if they figured out a trick of how to get this to work. But these are the strategies I found so far, and I want to share it with everyone. But it seems like when you go into the system, that hostile starts coming for you. But if you're like hitting another hostile, it comes to target you, but it never actually hits you. And so I don't know if that's like a long-term thing or if it's a bug that Scopely is going to end up fixing. So I hesitate like with suggesting that as a strategy, just because I don't know if Scopely is going to, fix that in the future. So anyways, that's just a quick video out to everyone to help you avoid those Texas hostiles. Like I said, I just want to put video out there to kind of help people to know how to avoid them if you're a lower level player, or just to see in practice a couple of different strategies as a refresher for those in the higher levels, higher op levels that have really seen this before, but maybe just might need a refresher, or see as a reminder, if you didn't know about all the strategies, different things you can do to avoid those hostiles. So hopefully this is helpful. As a reminder, if you are new to this channel, please, it helps so much if you're new to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, that like button. Helps to grow the channel and helps to get the video out to more people so I can help more people out. And if you are interested or do like the content, feel free to hit that bell notification. That way you'll be notified when I come out with future videos, future content. Also, I will be putting, like I do in all my videos, put a link to my Discord in the description down below. As we're coming near the end of ARC, just a reminder where I make my announcements for like our monthly giveaways with the Battle Pass I give away each month. That's where I will announce that, and you'll have a chance to enter. Also, it's a great way to communicate, ask questions, help each other out. It's interesting, even just this morning, someone from my alliance, no, sorry, not my alliance, my server, Friendly Alliance, had reached out to me and said, oh, by the way, did you notice in your last video that if you're using the PC, it's a lot quicker to switch between ships by hitting the numbers on the keypad, like 1, 2, than it is to click on the ships and then click attack when you're in a wave defense. And I don't know why I didn't think about that. So thank you so much for mentioning that to me, reaching out to me, and just being part of this community really is helping even me to become a better player. Things that for some reason I should think about, but just human, I guess, and miss some things. So it's really helping me out, and I appreciate all the support I get that helps me become a better player and helping everyone else out too. So anyways, thank you so much, and we will talk to you next time.